Do you
What up, Stephen A?
like Fields saying this?
I love it personally. Listen. Here's the deal. You're qualified to say it not because you're certainly not because you're a rookie or anything, but when you have to go against that defense on a daily basis in practice, that's what he was really speaking to. That's where his confidence come from. He wasn't somebody sticking out his chest saying, man, I'm Justin Fields. I'm from Ohio State. I was competing for national championships. I'm used to the big stage. This is who I am. That's not what he was saying. What he was saying was, look, I go against some elite brothers in practice who've been in this game quite a while, who know what the hell they're doing. And this is what they bring to the table. So going up against them on a daily basis with what they put me through, I'm incredibly confident in what I could do, because if I could do anything against them, I should be confident enough that I could do it against any defense in the National Football League. We got to remember how big time Chicago's defense has been throughout recent memory. Last year was an aberration because the offense was so putrid that the defense was constantly out on the field. Dudes weren't making plays. You had a level of frustration. We were wondering whether or not Matt Nagy was going to keep his job along with Ryan Pace because it was just too many question marks. We were constantly reminded that they had picked Mitchell Trubisky, moved up in the draft to get him, passed on Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. We knew all of these things. And the city of Chicago, the fan base itself, obviously some dudes on the defensive side of the ball as well, although none ever spoke publicly to decry the offense, they were incredibly, incredibly frustrated. And so last year was last year. This year, when you look at their skill positions, one would argue that they're more skilled than they've been. They've got quickness, they've got speed. For the most part, they're reliable. Even though you still got Tyreek Cohen, recovering from that ACL injury. So they're looking at their roster right now with Mooney and Robinson and these boys, and they're saying they can do some things, even though Robinson had the day off Saturday. Their offensive line is still a question mark, which is why I'm not really keen on just throwing Justin Fields in there once the season begins, because they got to shore that thing up. But basically, I took no offense to what he was saying. I didn't think it was some young kid talking out of his you-know-what. I thought it was a young kid saying, I'm going up against some big-time brothers on the defensive side of the ball in practice every single day. And they are the ones that are emboldening me and elevating my level of confidence because they're so good and they believe in me. And I have no problem with that.
Interesting take. I would say that first of all, I don't like it. And I want to tell you why. But before I tell you why I don't like it, I don't think, Stephen A., what you said may be, but this is how I heard it. Why did Justin Fields go 11? Why did he go 1-1 instead of 1? Because it was him and Trevor Lawrence, right? 1-1-A. Who's
at the beginning, once
and
the
then all of a
season
sudden
ended,
it's
yes.
1
Immediately after
and
the season
1-1. Why did he go 11? Well, what did we hear about Justin Fields? We did not hear this about Trevor Lawrence, not about Trey Lance. We did not hear this about Zach Wilson, and we certainly didn't hear it about Mac Jones. He doesn't process information quickly enough. That's what they said about Justin Fields. Well, but look at the completion percentage. Yeah, well, guys were wide open. When we studied the film, and that was the rap on Justin Fields. Meantime, the golden boy, Trevor Lawrence, had a hard time adjusting to the speed of the NFL. He was taking sacks because he couldn't process the information quickly enough. That wasn't Justin Fields. So I get him sticking out his chest and saying, actually, remember what you guys were saying about me? Nah, I'm processing that just fine. It's not going too fast for me. And what you said about the Bears O-line, Stephen A., this is why neither Mitch Trubisky nor Nick Foles was the right quarterback. Mitch Trubisky could outrun the linebackers. He just couldn't throw the ball down the field accurately. Nick Foles, you give him a pocket, he'll step up and kill you. There's no pocket to be had, and he couldn't run away from the defenders. Justin Fields, he could outrun you. He could keep his eyes down the field, throw on the run, pick up first downs with his legs. What do you want him to do? That dude looked like a superstar. So for all those reasons, I get it. But I still don't like that he said it. Not after preseason game 1. There is too much up ahead of him, in front of him, still just in preseason. And here's the thing about Justin Fields, and this is my only concern with Fields. The temptation will be to give him the ball right away. In fact, I think they should. He's so obviously excellent. Give him the ball. You guys are going to do great. The one issue will be if he hits that rut, he hits the rookie wall, and it always happens. If it gets to be a thing where they're thinking about taking the ball out of his hand, that's the only thing that can get in this guy's way. So anything he gives that's fodder for any of that, I don't like it. Not right now.
Yeah, Max, I have no issues whatsoever
with what Justin Fields said because it's true. Right? The game was slow to him. People say, like, I remember when I first came to the NFL, they always say, man, the speed of the game, it's different. It's different than college. It's different than what you were used to. And Justin Fields heard the same thing, the speed. And then you turn on the film. Then you watch the game. You watch this guy outrunning DBs. Not only linebackers and D linemen, DBs. You watch him running, they marked him over 20 miles an hour. Faster than any other bear in the last 2 years. Mind you, the bear.
And you mean a bear, the animal, a bear?
Yeah, no,
right, he's faster than an actual bear.
Animals, humans, it don't matter. He was running faster than everybody, right? Mind you, they had Tariq Cohen on the team the last 2 years, Cordero Patterson the last 2 years. So he's actually physically fast. And then number two, the whole point of processing information, that's fake news, right? All that was to try and get his draft stock lower so that a team could draft him. Justin Fields, ask Ryan Day, and, Matt Nagy, he knows Ryan Day. They played against each other in college. Like, Justin Fields can process information just fine. I go back to one of the first plays on third down in the third quarter with about 13 minutes left. He made a throw off of his back foot. The receiver caught it. Phenomenal throw, anticipation. So he's fast, number one. So the game is slow to him from a physical standpoint. And then from a mental standpoint, from a processing standpoint, things move slow. Stephen A., to your point as well, he's going against a dominant defense. They've got Khalil Mack. They've got Roquan Smith. They've got Danny Trevathan. They've got Eddie Jackson. Oh, by the way, this defense back in 2018 was the number one defense in the NFL. The only reason that this defense dropped off was because that Chuck Pagano, not Vic Fangio, Chuck Pagano was the defensive coordinator, but you know who's the new defensive coordinator now? It's a guy named Sean Desai, who is for lack of better terms, is a Vic Fangio disciple. I was with Desai for 4 years. I was with Vic for 4 years. So I was on that defense, the defenses that we're talking about where we're saying, man, the Bears were kind of struggling and frustrated, and we were on the field.
They know how to deal with those spread offenses.
Yeah,
huh?
I was there, right? I was there, right?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.